Hello soulmates, here welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's tutorial video we're going to be teaching you guys how to cut and sew this beautiful dress you're seeing on your screen. This asymmetric neckline with a bass waist gathered dress and a one hand off shoulder. This is what we're making for today. This is what you're interested in. Please keep on watching and let's get started. So this is the pattern paper that I'll be using. I've already gone ahead to rule out all my vertical lines. So this is my shoulder line, my chest line, so I'm trying to show you guys that is my chest line, and this is my bust line, my under bust line, my waistline, and lastly the hip line. So these are all the lines we'll be using. So from my waist to my hip is about 9 to 8 inches. You can measure yours so that you know what yours is. So now let's get started with this tutorial proper. So the first we're going to be doing is to take our shoulder measurements. Shoulder measurement is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So I'm going to be marking 7.5 on my shoulder line. Then I'll also mark that 7.5 on my chest line in order for us to get our armhole. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to be taking our round bust circumference divided by 4. So round bust circumference divided by 4. I'm going to be marking it here on my chest line. Then I'm going to be marking my neck width. I'm going to be using 3 inches on my neck width, as you can see. And then I decided to extend it to 4 inches. So I'm going to come down by 3 inches for my neck depth. So I'll be using my curve ruler to make a curve to get our neckline, as you can see. So the next thing we're going to be doing, we're going to be taking our shoulder slope. So on the shoulder line side to come down by 0.75. You can do 0.1. Then we'll connect from that point to meet the neck width, which will form our armhole curve. And then we'll take a straight ruler connect from the shoulder to the chest line vertically. So now we're going to be measuring our armhole line now, and we're going to be dividing whatever we have by 2. So after dividing it, we're going to be going in by 1/2 inch. And then we're going to be using our curve ruler to connect the 3 points together from the shoulder, the 1/2 inch we went in by, and the bust circumference that we take the measurement of earlier. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, just look at what I'm doing, you will get it. So this is it. So if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit on the subscribe button so that you get more sewing tutorials like this. And do not forget, this is Lily Bloom Culture, so please follow us and like. Thank you. So now I proceeded to be taking our nipple to nipple measurements. I'm sorry that the pattern paper wasn't showing properly, so I took my nipple to nipple measurement, and then I'll use my ruler to connect. This is to create our dart. Then the next thing I'm going to do, on the waistline, I'm going to be taking my darts. So I took a dart of 0.75 instead of the regular 0.5. So I did 0.75, and then on the bust point I came down by 1 inch. I'm going to connect from the waistline to meet the 1 inch I came down by on the bust line. And then on the hip line, I also take the same 0.75 0.75 on both sides, as you can see, and then I'll connect it to meet my waistline, like so. Then the next thing we're going to be doing is to take our body measurement. So we're going to be taking our waist circumference divided by 4, mark it, and then we place the 1.5 for seam allowance for that, and then we'll also add extra 2" for seam allowance. As you can see, we'll do the same thing on our hip line. Take our hip circumference divided by 4, which is 10, and then we'll be adding 3 inches for that, and then 2" for seam allowance. Then we'll also come to the bust line. We already take our bust circumference, so the next thing we're going to do is to add 2" for seam allowance, because there's no data at the bust line. Then we're going to be using a curvature to connect this point to get our body form, or our body shape rather. If you have watched this video up to this point, please just like. Thank you, and leave a lovely comment. And if you'll be recreating this, please let me know. And if you did, you can send us a video or the picture of the dress you created, and we will be glad to post it. So now on the hip line, I came in by 2 inches or 3 inches, which I later found out was too big, so I will advise you to go in by 1 inch. And then I'm going to be using my curve ruler to connect from that 2 inches point I came in by to meet my waistline. So this is our curve, as you can see. So now I'm going to be adding 0.5 on our shoulder for shoulder joining, and then we're going to go ahead and cut this out. If you don't understand what I'm saying, just look at what I'm doing and you will get it, guys. Just look at what I'm doing and you will get it. So now I'm cutting this out. We're done with our pattern drafting for the front, so we're going to go ahead now to draft the back. So this is what the fronts look like. Now I've already gone ahead to draft the back halfway. So I've done a lot of pattern drafting of basic bodies here. So this is me labeling shoulder line, chest line, bust line, waistline, and then the hip line. I didn't add under bust because we were not using it. We didn't use it earlier, so we're not needing it. So now this is my back piece, my back pattern paper, and I've already gone ahead to also draw out my zipper line. So next thing I'm going to be doing now is to rule a straight line for my darts. I've already taken my 4 inches for my nipple to nipple. Now on the waistline, I'm going to be going in and out by 0.75, just like I did in when I was taking out the dart for the front pieces. So please, if you haven't liked this video, please like and comment, so that it will push it to other people, so that they will also see just like you saw it. Thank you. So then now, the next thing we're going to be doing now is to take our body measurement. So on the chest line, I added 2 inches for my seam allowance, and on the waistline, I'm going to be adding 1 inch for my darts. I'm sorry, I used 1 inch for my darts, not 1.5. So I use 1 inch for the front pieces. That's for the front pattern drafting. I use 1.5. While at the back, I use 1 inch. So I also took my hip measurement like I did in front. So this is how it look like, and I take my body measurement, my bust, my waist, and my hip, and I also added my dart intake and then my seam allowance. This is me tracing out the body form I took earlier. So I also went in by 2 inches just like I did in front. So now I'm trying to draw out my curve, so I decided to place the front piece on top of it. As you can see, I wanted to use my front piece to roll out the curve, then later I just decided to use my ruler to draw out the curve. So I'm done. So the next thing we're going to be doing now is to remove 0.5 inch for our zipper budge. So I went in on the waistline by 0.5, and I also did the same thing on the hip area. So this is me cutting out all the patterns, and I quickly drew out my shoulders, added half an inch for my shoulder joining, and then I removed my zipper budge. So now this is me cutting it out on my actual fabric after I was done with pattern drafting. I also went ahead to cut out the back piece, as you can see. So this is our armhole. The armhole of this dress is very big, so this is it. I'm done cutting out the armhole and the pieces, as you can see. So this is the front piece and this is the back piece. So I put them right side facing each other in order for us to cut our asymmetric neckline, the one and off shoulder. So after placing it together right side facing each other, so I decided to come down on the armhole line by 4.5. You can come down depending on how low you want your own to be. So I came down by 4.5, and then later make the cup deeper so that it will not be tight in the neck. So later I came down by about 5 inches, and then I went ahead to cut this out, as you can see. So now I'm done cutting it. So I decided to draw out the collar design. So I used my fabric on it. So this is how it looks like after I was done cutting. So now we're done with the cutting and the pattern drafting. In our next tutorial video, we'll be showing you how we sew all the pieces that will cut together to create this beautiful dress. Please don't forget to hit on the subscribe button so you get notified whenever we upload the sewing tutorial.